3 years ago, the masses treated artificial intelligence like distant science fiction. Then the ChatGPT boom hit, and a handful of companies exploded in value overnight. Nvidia skyrocketed from a $300 billion company to a $2 trillion empire. Early investors who saw the shift built the kind of generational wealth that shatters debt forever. But let's be brutally honest. Most people missed the boat entirely. They watched from the sidelines, trapped in the rat race, wondering what they had missed. They failed to connect a massive technological shift with a life-changing investment opportunity. By the time it became obvious to the working class, the easiest money was already gone. But listen to me carefully. That exact same wealth-building pattern is unfolding right now. The window to position yourself before the mainstream wakes up is closing rapidly. The CEO of Nvidia recently dropped a massive warning that the public completely ignored. He stated that the ChatGPT moment for General Robotics is happening right now. Coming from the man powering the world AI infrastructure, that statement is a financial goldmine. The data emerging from the industrial shadows backs up his claim completely. Consider Waymo. They went from a few thousand driverless rides to over 1 million per month. That represents an explosive 45 times growth in just 2.5 years. They are operating thousands of robotaxis at a valuation exceeding $125 billion. This isn't a pilot program. This is hyper-growth scaling toward global expansion. Amazon tells an even more aggressive story about building wealth through physical automation. They recently deployed their 1 millionth robot, matching their entire global human workforce. 75% of Amazon's deliveries now involve robotic AI assistants. Their newest fulfillment center in Louisiana operates with 10 times more robots than traditional facilities. It requires half the human workers and runs with ruthless, automated efficiency. Amazon expects to generate over $12 billion in savings from this transition alone. This is not some imagined future. This is happening at commercial scale today. Here is why the year 2026 represents the ultimate inflection point for your portfolio. The administration has officially made American robotics a top national and strategic priority. But the real game changer happened in July 2025 with a massive new legislative bill. The government restored 100% bonus depreciation on equipment purchases. This single policy flipped the entire economic math for American manufacturers overnight. A massive robotic system can now be fully expensed in its first year of operation. The biggest financial barrier to mass robotic adoption has just been completely obliterated. When government policy creates massive tax incentives, explosive capital allocation always follows. China understood this exact wealth dynamic over a decade ago. They now control over 2 million industrial robots, dominating the global market. Chinese factories are installing robots at 9 times the rate of the United States. They are heavily subsidizing humanoid robots, producing hundreds of advanced domestic models. The United States government is terrified of losing this technological Cold War. That fear is driving an unprecedented wave of domestic investment and federal funding. Billions of dollars are flowing into autonomous defense, drone swarms, and reshoring manufacturing. This geopolitical panic is your ultimate catalyst for massive financial returns. Throughout history, early investors in government-backed tech sectors always win big. So, how do you leverage this robotic revolution to escape financial mediocrity? You don't need to gamble on one specific startup that might fail. Diversified ETFs like BOTZ and ROBO give you broad exposure to the entire automation boom. Defense ETFs will capture the billions flowing into military robotics and autonomous logistics. Or you can invest in the absolute foundation: semiconductors, data centers, and physical AI infrastructure. Every single robot needs advanced chips and massive data processing power to function. Betting on the infrastructure is the smartest way to guarantee your piece of the pie. Right now, robotics feels exactly how AI felt in early 2023. Interesting, but not urgent. That massive perception gap is exactly where true generational wealth is forged. By the time your coworkers are talking about robotic stocks, the prime opportunity is dead. The capital is flowing, the adoption curves are accelerating, and the policies are locked in. 5 years from now, robots will completely dominate our factories, roads, and economy. Will you be the person who recognized the pattern and built a fortress of wealth? Or will you watch from the sidelines again, chained to your debt, wondering what? The infrastructure is being built at an unprecedented scale. The choice is yours, but the time to act is right now.